So section 4.5 of your book is kind of a funny one because really the whole point that this author is trying to make is that humanity uses petroleum and alkanes that come from petroleum in lots of different ways. And there's a table in 4.5 if you're interested in knowing what types of petroleum we use and what we get from petroleum. But another thing to look at that is probably more important for the chemistry part is this idea of cracking. Oops. Cracking molecules is this not so fancy industrial term for when you have a long molecule and you put it in some really harsh conditions like hydrogen at 200 times the pressure that we feel every day, also at very high temperature, and you end up splitting that molecule into two different molecules that are shorter. That's cracking. And you could imagine if you have a very non-volatile thing with like, high number of carbons that isn't so useful, but you crack it into something that has less number of carbons that is more useful, then now your petroleum is more valuable to you and to others. And then reforming is a fancy word that covers a whole lot of things. It just means doing reactions to convert molecules into a large amount of something else. So in petroleum, it's kind of like this big soup of different alkanes of different lengths. And so you can imagine that they try and reform or convert some of these chemicals into others. And so when they do this reforming, they get chemicals such as benzene, which is a very important one for as a chemical, and they get several others like it. But that's mostly all there is to gain from section 4.5.